Okay, this is the official welcome. Hello. I'm Denise Wakeman, and I am your host and guide to better visibility on the web. And today's free webinar on how to use CoSchedule, which is one of my favorite tools now to use. And we're going to be talking about how to use it to automate posting, sharing and scheduling your blog posts so that they go out automatically for 30 days or more, depending on what your promotion schedule is. This is something that I know so many people have they're frustrated with it. I know because I talk to those people who are frustrated with social media scheduling and not getting enough traffic to their website and their blog posts. So this can help change that. So I am going to go to my screen, share my screen, and we're going to get started. I'm going to cover some little bit of overview about CoSchedule if you're not familiar with it, and then I'm going to be doing a live demo to show you exactly what I'm talking about and how it works. Because it took me a while to realize that I had this ability that CoSchedule gives you, and I was like, oh, okay. Everybody should be doing this. So one moment, please, while I change my screen. Share screen. And then, okay, so if you could, screen sharing, oops, not pause share, new share. There we go, share screen. Okay, can you nod your head if you can see my slides? Yes, thank you. Thank you, Sonia and Kim. You're the two faces I can see right now. Okay, so today is all about learning how to automate your blog promotion, and we're going to talk about how to use CoSchedule to automatically promote your blog posts. I'm going to talk a little bit about what you can expect to learn today, why you need to promote your blog posts. This may be self-evident. You may know all this already, but I just want to cover it because there's going to be a lot of people watching this as a replay as well. I'm going to go over what CoSchedule is, what are social helpers and templates. That's the big thing that we're going to be talking about, and then do a live demo of how to create a promotion schedule, a promotion template. So if you are on, can you see my slides still? Can you see the agenda? No, you can't see the agenda. Your screen sharing is paused. Why? Resume share. Okay. Now can you? Agenda. Okay. All righty. So I just told you what the agenda is going to be. And basically, I'm going to go through the initial pieces pretty quickly because I really want to focus on the demo because that's where it really starts to make sense. But just in case, for those of you who are new to me, you're not sure who I am, you kind of see me online, or maybe you're in the 7-day visibility challenge and you're just getting to know me. I've been working on the web since 1996, marketing on the web. I'm a digital marketing strategist with a focus on helping authors and entrepreneurs build their audience by building their visibility, building their social presence on the web. I also love to travel. I've been traveling since I was a child, and I love adventure. That picture of me is at Machu Picchu in Peru, where when I did a 7-day trek about 4 years ago, and I've been back to Peru twice since then. So I'm kind of in love with Peru. I feel that my role, I know my role is as a guide and also your champion to be able to build better visibility so you can build your audience and build your business. That's who I am. This is what I love to do. And you can find me anywhere online at Denise Wakeman. So if we're not following each other in other places, let's. Okay, so this screenshot tells the whole story. This is from a site called Worldometer, and they track things on the web. And I took this screenshot yesterday, about 24 hours ago, and this is how many blog posts had been published yesterday at the moment I took this screenshot. 2,996,941 blog posts had been published by 3:15 in the afternoon, my time, Pacific time. I'm in Los Angeles, as of yesterday. So that's nearly 3 million blog posts published in one day. And that was just at one moment, okay? There's a lot of content being published on the web. Now, before you panic and say, why do I even bother? Because nobody will ever see my blog posts. I will say that most blog posts get minuscule, if any, visibility or traffic. And if you feel like yours is in that category, then we're going to change that today. I'm going to be talking to you about this tool, CoSchedule, that can change that for you. In 2004, when I started blogging, keep muting people. When I started blogging, you wrote an article on your blog, you published it, and that was it. So maybe you sent it to your email list. If people were interested in your content, they would sign up to get blog post updates. You didn't really have to convince them of anything. You didn't have to give away free content to get them to sign up. It was easy, super easy. But that's not the case anymore, and I'm sure you know that. If you want your content to be seen and found by the right people, you need to promote your content. You need to promote it just like you promote a webinar. You need to promote it like you promote a product, a service, an ebook, whatever it is that you're either giving away or selling. You need to promote your content just as much as you need to promote any other thing. So the whole idea here is that you need to be proactive and get your content in front of the right people. And the only way you can do that is, or not the only way, but one of the primary ways of doing that is using your social networks to get in front of the people that you're connecting with and making friends with, because that's where people are hanging out now, whether it's LinkedIn, Facebook, Twitter, wherever, Google+. People are on the social networks and your job is to invite them off the social network to go read your message on your blog. And you have to take action and be proactive to do that. So, this is the big question. It's time consuming. You know that you need to stand out. You have to stand out in this vast sea of, it's actually over 3 million blog posts being published every day. If you want your audience, if you expect your audience to find it, and there's a huge audience out there, there's, something like, 8 billion people in the world, and more than 2 billion of them have access to the internet, or more than that, maybe. I should have looked up the new stats for that. But I mean, there's a lot of people out there, and you just got to find the few that you need to make a good living. Again, it's time consuming, but it can be done. And just as a side note, I experiment a lot. There are tons of tools out there that can help you promote your blog posts. I use a lot of tools. I experiment. To me, it's all a big adventure, like traveling in different countries. So is business and social media. It's all an adventure, and I experiment. So that's why I wanted to do this class on CoSchedule, because I've been using it for about a year, and we talk about it a lot in the private groups that I'm running, and there's always questions. And instead of just having these onesie-twosies conversations, I said, let me just show you how to use it, show anybody how to use it who wants to, and then you can decide what you want to do. I will say, because I don't think I mentioned this anywhere, and it's not that I meant to leave it out or try and fool you or anything, it is a paid tool. It is a tool that you have to pay for. But again, I have found that, if you want something that works great, then you usually have to invest some money. there's lots of free stuff out there, and you can use that, and that's fine. And you can apply what I'm going to teach you, to free tools if you want to. But this tool, CoSchedule, is one that I believe is a very good investment. Again, it's up to you whether you want to or not. So what is CoSchedule? CoSchedule is it's like an editorial calendar, and it's a tool that helps you plan and promote your entire social strategy in one place. It is a web app, so you can access it on the web, and there's also a WordPress plugin. But I know a lot of people don't use WordPress. Their blogs are on other sites like Squarespace or Blogger, or there's so many different blogging platforms. So if you don't have a WordPress blog, that's okay. You can still use CoSchedule. I happen to use the WordPress plugin, but it's exactly the same. The web-based version is exactly the same as the plugin version. So basically, it allows you to do all your scheduling for your social media posts. And especially, this is especially helpful for when you're publishing new blog posts. Okay, so that's the nutshell. I don't want to, it does way more than what I'm going to show you today, but that's not the point. The point is showing you how you can schedule your blog posts. So you've probably figured out by now, and if you haven't, now's a good time to learn this, is that when you publish a blog post, as I've said, you need to promote it. But how do you promote it? What do you need to be able to promote your blog post? So if you're promoting on Twitter, then you need tweets. You need to be able to, have content that will fit into a tweet. If you are promoting on Facebook, LinkedIn, Pinterest, Google+, then you need, content for the status updates. You always will need the title of your blog post, or most of the time, the title of your blog post, and you need the URL or the permalink of your blog post. These are this doesn't change whether you're doing this manually or automating it. This is the kind of content you need to have at your fingertips. You'll need to know what your keywords are, and you want to decide on what your hashtags are for every specific blog post. Now, the other thing that is very helpful for promoting your blog posts are the use of quotes, pulling quotes out of your blog post, and also asking questions, because questions create curiosity, and they are often the best way to attract people to actually click on the link and go check out your blog post. So this is the type of content that you need to have at your fingertips in order to promote your blog post. But here's the thing. You have all this content because it's in your blog post. So you've written, whether you're writing a 500-word blog post or you're writing a 2,000-word blog post, all of this content is already developed, it's already written because it's in your blog post. It's just a matter of pulling it out. Now, what these things are is social helpers. Remember that. You can write that down. Social helpers. And I'm going to show you how those work in just a minute. So again, this is your basic info that you need in order to promote your blog post, no matter if you're doing it manually or through CoSchedule. So what you typically want to do, not typically, but what I recommend that you do, is set up some sort of checklist for yourself, or it could be a template, a Word doc template, or a lot of my clients use spreadsheets to do this. And for every blog post, you want to be able to fill in this information. The title, you already know that. You've published a blog post with the title. You know what the URL is going to be. The hook. What is like the one sentence that's going to pull people in? So if you're familiar with public relations, PR, press releases, there's always a hook. So what's that one or two sentences that grab people, that is usually at the beginning of a blog post? That's your hook. A summary. What is a summary? In 2 or 3 sentences, what is this blog post about? What is the benefit? What's the keyword? Why should I read this blog post, right? And then a tweet. Now the tweet, I would say, is not necessarily just the title. That would be a tweet, but, and I'm going to be talking about this in a minute too, is that when you are tweeting about a blog post to promote it, you want to have multiple tweets. So, and you don't want them all to be exactly the same. Twitter doesn't like it when you're repeating the exact same word for word, letter for letter content. They will often say, oops, you've already posted that. So you want to craft another comment or another piece of content that's around 110 characters about the blog post that will be a tweet. The next thing, a quote. Pull a quote out of your out of the blog post. What is the most what is one sentence or a one pithy piece of content? Maybe it's a header or one of your subheads for your blog post that could be a quote that serves as a quote for your blog post. What is one question you can ask that will entice people to visit your blog post? And then what are the hashtags you're going to use? Think of 2 max. That's all you need, 2 hashtags. So again, these are going to be your social helpers, and I'm going to show you how those work. Okay. Here, this will help you too, where I describe exactly what you're going to need. So again, this tells you about it. And also want to just let you know, in case you didn't hear me previously, but I am going to be sharing the slide deck with you so you can have all this information at your fingertips. So you don't have to worry about writing this down. Probably already did that. But so this is what it looks like, when it's going to be filled out. Like for example, for the tweet, you might want to say, here's how to, and that's like just a tweak on the title or a character. Are you doing X, Y, Z about this? And again, I'm going to show you that. Okay. So in CoSchedule, the powerful feature that they've recently added to CoSchedule. See, they didn't have this when I signed up, and so that's why I wasn't really paying attention to it until somebody mentioned, oh yeah, there's templates. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is what I've been waiting for. So this is where the rubber meets the road. This is how you're going to be saving massive amounts of time, because you're going to be setting up templates. In a way, it's like you'll be creating a set it and forget it publishing schedule. Okay? And what templates do is they combine the social helpers that you're going to be creating with your social media sharing schedule. I'm hearing some background noise, so if you could mute yourself, make sure you're muted, I'd appreciate it. Okay, so this is what it looks like right here. This is a social template over here. Hopefully you can see the arrow, my cursor. What I've set up here where it says lead, summary, quote, question, tweet, hashtag, these are the social helpers. This is a sample of a scheduling timeline. So you can see Twitter, Facebook, Google+, Tumblr, if you use that. And where these check marks are, this is where this is where you would schedule like a tweet at the moment you publish, 2 hours later, the next day, the next week, the next month, 2 months. So this would be a 60-day Twitter schedule. This combined with the social helpers creates the template that you're going to be creating. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay, I just heard somebody good. Okay. I just want to see. Okay. Just want to see if there are any questions. All right. So what I'm going to do next, is show you one more thing before I go to social schedule. So, I'm constantly asked, how often should I be sharing my blog posts? Where should I share it? How many times should I share it? Because here's the thing, sharing your blog post one time to one social media platform, to one social network is not enough. Maybe you've heard this before, I hope so, but I'm just here to pound it in. You must share your blog post multiple times to multiple social networks if you want it to get seen by even a fraction of the people who follow you and connect with you on social networks. So here's the sample kind of schedule. And again, I'm going to go into more detail about this in just a moment. But for example, in the course of 30 days, so take a 30-day schedule from the date that you publish, that's day 1 to 30 days out. On Facebook, you want to share it at least 3 times. On Twitter, you could easily share 5 to 10 tweets over the course of 30 days about this one blog post. LinkedIn, 2 different status updates over the course of 30 months. One when you schedule it, and then one about a month out. If you're using Google+, 2 to 3 posts over the month. And on Pinterest, 2 to 3 pins on various boards. Now, what's the power of what I'm going to be showing you with the combination of the social helpers and the template and the scheduling is that you can mix and match social helpers. Mix and match, keep that in mind. This is what I'm going to show you. And that is going to enable you to be able to create a variety of messages that aren't all the same over and over and again, that are just the title and a link, the title and a link, the title and a link. You're going to mix and match your social helpers. And of course, you would customize your sharing schedule for the networks that you use and where your audience is hanging out. Sonia and I were talking about that a little bit before we started. You want to be sharing your content on the networks where your audience is. If they're not on Google+, don't worry about Google+, etc. So now I want to show you what this is going to look like in real life, real time. We're going to see if I can, actually, get this to work. I know I do screen sharing a lot, so I'm sure it can, but let me close out the slides and, oops, okay, I need to share again and go here, no, go here. And okay, so I can't see any heads right now. So if you could type in the, oops, where'd my, type in the chat if you're seeing the CoSchedule dashboard. Okay, I see Kim now. Thank you, Kim. Yes, thank you. Excellent. All right, I don't want to be talking away, going over something that nobody can see. Done that before. Okay, so I am logged into the web app, and I am doing this on the web app because not everybody uses WordPress, and because the WordPress plugin acts exactly the same way and looks exactly the same. So you don't need, it's not a different thing if you've installed the WordPress plugin. It just means that it's integrated with your blog and on your website. So if you have a WordPress site, then I would say you must definitely use the plugin if you use CoSchedule. I've logged in to my CoSchedule account, and this is my dashboard, so you're seeing stuff that you don't really need to care about. When you first set up your account, you'll go to settings, and what you need to do first is connect your social profiles. Now, I have, and what I recommend for solo entrepreneurs is to go with the solo marketing plan. You get 10 social profiles that you can set up with the solo marketing plan. I think it's the lowest plan anyway, but when I signed up, there was a different plan that was even lower, but it didn't do the things that I now know I want. So I upgraded to the solo marketing plan. I think that's and it's about $30 a month. It's so worth it. And I don't say that about a lot of things. I don't like paying for stuff, if I can get it for free. So, I'm a cheapskate, but it is so worth it. Anyway, so first thing you want to do is set up your social profiles, whichever social profiles that you're going to want to be sharing your content to. It's very self-explanatory. I don't need to go through this. I just wanted to show you that it's under your settings. It's on social profiles. If I was setting up a Twitter profile, I would just click here and say connect to Twitter, and it would verify that I could do that. And let me see if I've, yeah, okay, so I've got 9 already. So anyway, I don't need to show you that because it's really self-explanatory. You click connect, connect, connect. So the good thing about Facebook is you can connect your Facebook profile, you can connect your Facebook page, and if you have groups, you can connect to groups too, to be auto-posting your blog posts there, if that's something that you do for your groups. So that's the best thing. Now, the other thing is that they have, and again, this isn't, you know, the main part of the presentation, but I just want to show you, is that they have these integrations. And the other thing that I love, love, love about CoSchedule is their headline analyzer. This has helped me write better headlines, blog post titles. Like, so it's so amazing, and I'll just show you where it is when we get to setting all this stuff up. But again, this is fantastic. If you use Evernote, you can connect your Evernote, you can connect Google Analytics, Bitly, etc. Okay, so I am going to go to my calendar, and we're going to create a template. All right, so this is my calendar. Can everybody see that? Kim, can you nod? Or not? I can't see you. Yes, thank you. Okay, so what you're seeing is from on days past, they're kind of faded out. These are things that have already been posted. That's a tweet that's been posted that was part of a previous schedule for a blog post. Here's something to Google Plus that was posted. These were posted. Okay, what's here that's not faded out is scheduled to post automatically later. That's a tweet that's scheduled. There's another tweet that's scheduled. There's a Facebook post that's rescheduled. So what I'm going to do is show you how to do this from the beginning. Now, when you're on your calendar, so this again, this is the web version. This is the web version. If you're on the WordPress plugin, you would find this, you would be typing your blog post, and then you would find it below the blog post that you've written. So I'm going to click the little plus sign, and then I'm going to create a new blog post. And what I have here is a blank slate, right? So I'm going to type in the title, demo blog post, a description. Okay, and got to move the people here. I'm going to say create a blog post. Now, don't freak out. It's in draft mode. So nothing's published. I'm just going to be creating. Now, if I'm not going to be writing this, like if I was going to be writing it directly on the web-based version, then I would, type that in the text editor and just start typing. But that's not what I'm going to do. Let's say I have a blog on Squarespace or TypePad or Blogger or any of those. What I'm going to do is I'm going to type here. All this is very light, so I hope you can see it. But below these different ways I can edit content, there's a little piece of copy that says add a social campaign. And there's a plus sign. So I'm going to click that. It says add a social campaign. I'm going to scroll up here. This is where the magic happens. What shows up here is that all your prompts for creating a schedule over here, hope you can see it, are 2 little brackets. Those are your social helpers. If I click on that, social helpers, we're not going to use that today though. Next to it is a little icon for template. That's where we're playing today, templates. Now, if you've already written your blog post and you want to do all the scheduling, let's say, you want to click on the link and add the link for your blog post if it's you know, on a non-WordPress blog. This is where you would add your link to the blog post. If you're on WordPress, this is automatically filled in for you. Okay, so here's the fun. We are going to create a new template. We're going to just assume you're setting up your account for the first time. And over here, see here, I opened up template. There's a drop down that says create a new template, create new. Ignore save queue right now. Create new. What do I want to call this template? So this template is going to be the template that I use to automatically post my, to automatically share my blog posts to my social networks. So this is, let's say it's a 30-day plan. So this is going to be the 30-day blog promotion plan. Okay, that's what this template is going to do for me, for us, for you. Hit next. And now my editing window opens up. And this is where we create everything. So one thing that you need to know here, remember back on the slides, I showed you all the social helpers, the title, the URL, the summary, the hook, etc. One thing you need to know, you do not need to create a social helper for the title because that's built in. It's what they call a standard social helper. It's built in. You don't need to create one of those. And you do not need to create a social helper for the URL, the permalink of the blog post. It's automatically part of the template. What you do want to do is start creating your social helpers. We're creating text helpers right now. Your social helper for, let's say, your hook. I'm going to create all the social helpers first before we get to the next piece. The hook, the summary. So you can see them start to appear. And underneath it says add content. I'll get to that in a minute. So we're creating a series of social helpers. A tweet, let's say tweet 1. And let's do another social helper for a quote. And another social helper for a question. Whoops, spell right, question. And another social helper for a hashtag. And another social helper for a second hashtag. Hashtag 2. Okay, now you can add other things, but this is your basic setup here. Like I would probably do 5 different tweets. No, actually, no, forget that. We're not going to talk about that right now. Let's just stick with this. Okay, now we're going to create our schedule. So, oh no, first we have to fill in, we have to fill in the blanks. So, of course, having a social helper that says hook without any content doesn't mean anything. Nothing will show up. And of course, we want something to show up. So what, back again, you're going to have these slides where I showed you, what the different social helpers were. So like the hook. Let's say the hook is there, and this is the content you need for every blog post, but you're going to be filling in these blanks. This is your template. It's not the final piece here. So let's say my hook for the blog post I'm doing says there are more than 2 million posts post published every day is yours getting lost in the noise. Okay, that's my hook. My summary. I'm not going to take a lot of time. I didn't figure these out in advance. Maybe I should have, but I didn't. So this is the summary of your blog post. Then the tweet we're going to say is, here's how to avoid getting lost in the noise. Again, I'm just making this up as I go. And the noise. Then a quote. According to World, what was that thing called? World, my slide notes are out of, okay, according to World Post, there are 2 million posts per day. Okay, then I'm going to ask my question. Are your blog posts getting lost in the noise? So you can see what I'm doing here. The hashtag, let's say blogging is a hashtag, and the other one, let's say it's content marketing. Okay, and don't forget to put your hash marks on your hashtag pieces here. Okay, so we've filled in our template. So same day. This is where we're going to fill out our schedule. So for a blog post, you want to post, what did I say here? Oh, let's say on Twitter. Let's do all the tweets first. So I go and I select my Twitter account. Click on Twitter. And see, by default, what comes up is the title and the permalink. So then next to it is the little social helper icon over on the far right of where you're filling in your content. I click on that, or I hover over it, and all my social helpers come up. Now for the first tweet, I might just want the title and the permalink. And I want one hashtag. So I select a hashtag. So that's one tweet. Okay. Then I'm going to set when I want. So I want it the same day as I published. There's lots of other options here. It could be day after, week after, month after, or a custom date. So the same date, I want it the same date for the first one and at the same time. So this is going to be my first scheduled tweet, is the title of the blog post with the link and one hashtag. I'm going to publish it on the same day as the blog post publishes at the same time. And I'm going to add the message. Okay, so there's my first message. Now I'm going to do another tweet on the same day. So I click same day again. And I pick my tweet, my Twitter profile. I select my Twitter profile. The default, again, is title and permalink. But this time, I'm going to do a little mix and matching. And I'm going to choose the hook. And I'm going to choose hashtag number 2. Now, I'm going to get rid of the title because I don't need the title because I'm going to be saying something else. And I think I'm going to just move the permalink to the end. Okay, so again, I'm creating a template here. This is a template. So what I'm going to have is the hook, what I put in the hook social helper, the second hashtag, and the permalink. I'm going to use the same day, but I'm going to have it 3 hours after the blog post publishes. So blog post publication time is the, 0 moment. That's where everything starts, the 0 moment. Right now, nothing is publishing because we're all still on draft mode, and I'm going to add that message. Okay. Now, the day after, I'm going to do another tweet. Okay. And I'm going to choose my Twitter account. Again, the default title and permalink, but this time I'm going to choose a different. I'm going to choose the tweet that I created before. And I'm going to choose, oops, I need to move this down. I'm going to choose #1. Whoops, didn't show up. #1. Okay, I'm going to get rid of that title. This is the only problem, is that it puts everything afterwards, so you got to cut and paste. Okay, so now I've got a completely different tweet. Now I have 3 different tweets using a different combination of the short codes. I'm going to do it the day after, and I'm going to select best time. And what that means is CoSchedule is going to figure out the best time. They're going to use their algorithms to decide what is the best time for that tweet to get published based on my audience on Twitter. Okay? Add the message. Okay, so you can see how this works. Then I would do another tweet the week after. I would do another tweet the month after. I might do another tweet 2 months after, but this is a 30-day plan here. So I would take it out to 30 days, let's say, and I do my 30-day tweet. I don't need to show you another tweet because I think, you probably get the idea. But so I'm going to cancel that. But how I do it is that I do each, I select each platform and put those all on my schedule, and then I move to the next one. So the next one is, let's say, on the same day, I'm going to I'm going to send it to LinkedIn. Okay, I'm going to do a LinkedIn status update. So I choose my LinkedIn profile. By default, we have the title and the permalink. That works. I don't need to add anything. Hashtags aren't really a big deal on LinkedIn, so I don't want to waste my hashtags there. I'm going to schedule it for the same day, and I'm going to just keep it at best time, because why not let CoSchedule's algorithms decide on the best time to post it? So I'm going to add that message. So now you can see on the same day, I have 2 tweets going out and 1 LinkedIn message going out. What else do I want to post on the same day? Maybe I want to do it to Google+. So I pick out my Google+. And this has a little bit more that you can do on Google+. So I'm going to do Google+, pick my Google+ profile. And because Google+, you can put more content, I'm going to actually do something longer. So I go to my, let's see if I can make this go to, oh, I know what I'm going to do. Okay, I'm going to move my permalink down. And so after the title, I make a space. Let's see if it's going to give me my, oh, see, that's why I don't do it. Okay, see the little, the icon, since I messed around with the so short, call them short codes in other terminology, but the social helpers, my little social helper disappeared. So that's why I usually don't do anything. I remember now why I did it that way. So I'm going to cancel this and start over. Okay, so you can see, happens to all of us, just what you might come across here. So let me do this, start over again. I'm going to choose my Google+. I'm going to put, whoops, where'd it go? Come on. Okay, I'm having trouble here. My little social helpers keep disappearing. Okay. Cancel, yes. I can see people are asking questions. So let me see here. Okay. Wonder if you can post a video. Yes, you can post a video. Joe says the lower plan is still available. It's just not easily found. The thing about the lower plan is that you don't get the templates. And that this is the whole reason to do it, is CoSchedule. When I realized that is the templates. Okay, so let me try this one more time, and if I mess it up again, then I apologize. So there we go. Okay, so now I have my little social helpers. Now Google Plus, you can have more information. So typically a summary is more information, or the hook is more information. Let's just say I'm going to add the summary, and you can add hashtags. You can add 2 hashtags. 2 hashtags are good on Google Plus. So I've got the title, the permalink. I think what I'll do is move that down a line. I've got the summary down a line, and then my hashtags. So you see how it looks here? This is a preview here. So that I'm going to do it on the same day. And I'm going to choose best time again, because again, I trust the algorithms better than myself to know the best time when my audience is on. So now you can see I have 2 tweets for the first day, a LinkedIn status update, and Google Plus for the same day as the blog post publishes. I would also do probably a Facebook post on the same day, and a pin on the same day. But let me ask you now in the comments, let's see if I can get them to show up again. Comments, there they are, in the chat. Do you need to see more of my samples, or should we see what happens next? If you type in the chat, that would help, because then I can see here. Okay, Kim wants to see what happens next. No, okay, so the template, this is what I'm going to show you. What happens next is you create one template and then you apply it to your future blog posts. This is why it's time saver. Okay, Karen, you asked, what would you put on Facebook? Facebook, you can put a little bit more than a tweet. So I would mix it up with, if you're going to do 2 or 3 Facebook posts over 30 days, I would maybe do one with the hook. I would do one with a summary, and I might do one with a quote, or I might do one with a question. So again, you can mix it up there. So the idea here is that you put in something a little bit different for each of the posts that you're creating here. Yes, you have to change your social helpers content, not the actual social helpers, but the content. So let me show you what comes up next. Okay, so I'm going to close this. But you can see you would do this, you would keep moving on. What do you want to post the day after? What do you want to post in a week? What do you want to post in a month? So looking at your schedule of Facebook, 3 updates over 30 days, you would decide, okay, I want to post one at the time of publish. I want to post one 2 weeks later. So I would use a custom date for that. And I want to post one 30 days later. And you would set those up. So let's close this. Okay, now you see over on the side here, it says 30-day blog promotion plan. And I want to add a link. Oh, I should have, hang on a second. I want to get a real link so that you can see how it works. Okay, copy, okay. All right, so here's I'm adding a link to a blog post. So again, this is for you if you are using the web-based version. So you want to put in the link to your blog post. And what I want to do is I'm going to go over to my 30-day blog promotion plan that we just created. See this here? Whoops, not there, here. and I'm going to click apply. Oh, of course I did this wrong. Okay, sorry folks. You didn't need to, well, actually, this is not a bad way to do this. So this is your samples of what you would put in to each one. So basically, I shouldn't have put anything into the social helpers, but this might be just a good reminder also. So what you see here is that for the blog post here, it automatically applied the template, the scheduling template, with the title, permalink, hashtag, hook, #2, permalink. These are both Twitter. Now, of course, depending on the blog post, you got to change your social help, the content of your social helper. That's why you want to, determine what this is before you get here. So I left the content in here in the template. I didn't really mean to do that, but it also, you can do that if you want it as a reminder. You could put in your template, this is 1 to 2 sentences, to remind you of what you want to put in there if you want to do that, your summary, whatever. So like here, I might say, okay, this is, so for my tweet 1, obviously I don't want to say, here's how to avoid getting lost in the noise. For this specific post, I would already have my content figured out, and I would copy and paste it into the social helper. So the social helper might be, social media is crazy and confusing. Okay, so that's going to be my tweet 1 now. So what it's going to do is fill that in to wherever I have tweet 1. So let's go look here at tweet 1. I'm going to show you, I'm going to open it up so you can see, because you can edit all of this stuff too. Just because you applied a template doesn't mean it's set in stone. So I hover over the pencil and open up this tweet, and you can see that the new content I put in the social helper is now in that spot. Social media is crazy and confusing. It added the hashtag. So here's the template, tweet, hashtag, permalink. Here's what it looks like. If I click image, it's going to pull the image from the actual blog post. So I don't want to get into images now, but you have the ability to set up, because I don't want to get this it's already an hour. Oh my gosh. You can set up text social helpers, video social helpers, and image social helpers. It works exactly the same way as the text that I just showed you. All right, so let's say I wanted to change, let's say I wanted to do something else. Let's say I decided, you know what, I don't really want that hashtag. I can edit it. It's applied it automatically, edit it, and put in a different one. Social. Okay, so I just edited it. Now, what if I decide, this is for, this was one that's for next week. Maybe I don't really want it next week. Maybe I actually want it sooner. I can just click on, oh, this is a day after publish one. Maybe I want it at a specific time. I can do that too, or roughly. I can do a custom time, or I can select, you know what, I really want it between 8 and 11. So it'll pick a time between 8 and 11. So I can either stick with best time that the template applied, or I can change it. And then I just save it. So this is how it works. You create a template, which you did. Sure, yes, I'm going to change this. So you create a new template. You name your template. And then you create your social helpers. Now, somebody asked about video and images. This is where, once you set up your text images, then you would go through and do the same thing with your image helpers. And, oops, that's a text. Oh, you would do an tag. So let's say feature image. And then you would pull in your image that you want to be the feature image. And you do exactly the same thing. If you want a new helper for video, you would upload your video. I think, where is it? Okay, well, maybe not. Okay, I have to look into that. Sorry, I haven't done a video. And you set up your schedule and you go through each of the social networks where you want to share and plot out your schedule, close it, and now you've got a template that you can apply to any blog post. It's already done. So it's basically you're investing your time up front to create a schedule. And then it's just copy, paste, apply, and go. And it's done, and it's out there working for you as you go. As soon as you, so remember, right now, it's in a draft mode. Remember that when we set this up, when we started this, it's in draft mode. As soon as you publish your blog post, that kicks off the scheduling for all the social media messages. So let's say I'm going to apply this. I want to apply it. And I want to show you now. So I've applied it. It's still in draft mode. Now I'm going to go over to the calendar and I want to show you how it looks. Come on. Whoops. Whoops. Maybe not. Okay, hang on. Sorry. Go there. Apply it. Apply. Close. Oh, there it is. Okay. So now I'm on my calendar up here, and everything that's in yellow, that's still in draft, right? But you can see what you've scheduled already. And if I say, there's too many tweets there, I think I'm going to move this tweet over to Friday. I just drag it over. Just drag it over. Most of the time, I just let it roll. Let it roll, okay? And then once the blog post is published, that means all of these become scheduled. Right now, they're just in draft mode. Okay, I'm going to flip back to the slides. Stop share. And whoops, share. Where's my slides? Whoops, no. Ah, lost my slides. Sorry, folks. Okay, because I wanted to show you your action plan here. So just give me a second because, oops, maybe they're behind. Nope, they're not behind. Okay. Great. Hang on. Getting there. Get there. Oh, no, that's not where I put them. Okay. There's my slides. And I want to go to the last one. Okay, so I hope that made some sense to you. Again, it's going to be about actually playing with it. The idea is that you set up the template. You take the time in the beginning to figure out, what kind of social helpers do I want? I've given you some samples there if you want to use those. And then what is your social sharing schedule going to be? I gave you a sample of that too. So you can, then you just plug it all in, save the template, and then apply it with every new blog post. You need to have your content for each blog post and then apply the template, copy and paste it in and apply the blog post. It's really, really, oops, resume share, sorry, I wasn't sharing. Where'd it go? Okay, there we go. I'm not used to this thing stopping the sharing. That's so weird. Okay, so if your blog post is already published, Karen, absolutely you can do all this. You just set it, you just say when you publish and apply that the template, it just starts to plug everything in if it's already published. Whoops. Okay, what's going on here? I don't know why this doesn't like my slides anymore. Sorry about that, guys. Okay, let's just go. Okay, well, okay, it's not happening here. But what I really want to stress is that it's about putting in maybe 20 minutes to set up the template at the outset, and then from there on out, you're going to be saving a lot of time after that, because you don't have to go through and say, okay, I want it on the day it goes out. I want it the next day. I want it to go. That's already done for you. And this is why I'm so excited about the addition of templates to the CoSchedule. This is why I upgraded my own account, because this is a big time saver. You can do all of this stuff manually if you want. Not a problem. You could manually schedule everything, if you use Buffer or Hootsuite, any of those. But for me, I like it to be super simple. So, I think it's worth it. So let me see. Are there any other questions that I didn't address? Upgrading. You would change your social helpers. Yes. So you have to change the content of the social helpers. Now, the thing is, you can have multiple templates also. So let's say there's a category of your blog that you only share to maybe 2 social networks, and then there's a category that you share to 3 or 4 social networks. You can set up multiple templates and then just choose the appropriate one to apply to any given blog post. I thought I saw something about Instagram. Angie, okay. Denise, how will this work with Instagram? Okay, so with Instagram, I don't use this for Instagram, but with Instagram, you schedule it. You have to download the app, the CoSchedule app on your phone, iPhone or Android. And what happens is when it's time to schedule it, it's like all the other Instagram scheduling tools. When it's time to when the time that you schedule it for comes up, you get a notification, and then you have to, manually hit yes and do that through your phone. So that's how that works. So if you use Latergram, that's kind of how it works too. Are there any other questions? So one of the things I kind of just realized this, this morning, and that some people might want personal help on this. If you want to come up with your own custom strategy for scheduling, if you have questions about that, and what social helpers to create, that sort of thing, that I'm happy to have a conversation with you. I'm happy to set up like a 1-hour consult with you, and I will do it for half my regular fee. So if you're interested in that, let me know. It'll be $150 for a 1-hour consult and strategic planning session for how you use CoSchedule. So that's available if you're interested. You can probably figure this out, and I know you're all pretty smart. I know you're all really smart. I shouldn't just say pretty smart. And So that is, that's the presentation. I hope that was helpful. You could see that, sometimes, it's easy. There's a lot of things going on and I got a little bit confused, but, it's all good. And I will be posting the video after it finishes rendering and get it out to you if you want to review it again. I will also include the slide deck for you so that you have that to refer to, for your notes. So if you have any questions, I see you. I see you, Kim. You're welcome. I'm glad this was helpful for you, Joe, Jen, Sonia. Okay, and I will see you around. Take care.